The Sarathi Dominion patrol vessel, Kael'thas, drifted through the cold void on the edge of uncharted space, its sleek hull gleaming faintly under distant starlight. The crew was used to routine, predictable missions, surveying dead star systems, monitoring trade routes and scanning for rogue pirates. But today something ancient and unexpected stirred. "Commander Veshar, you need to see this." The comms officer's voice cracked over the quiet bridge. "There's a transmission, no, a distress signal, coming from Sector Theta 79. It's faint, but it's definitely human." Veshar frowned. The Sarathi hadn't encountered humans in centuries. The species was believed extinct or vanished after the Great Silence, a mysterious event that erased humanity's footprint from galactic affairs. Humans existed now only in dusty archives and folklore, tales of fierce warriors and brilliant engineers who had once shaped the fate of entire star systems. "Play it again," Veshar ordered, leaning forward. The bridge's main holo display flickered to life, casting pale blue light over the tense faces of the officers. The signal repeated, a low rhythmic pulse encoded in an archaic dialect of Galactic Common, intertwined with unfamiliar patterns. The language was unmistakably human, but outdated by millennia. "Who could send a human SOS this far from known space?" muttered Lieutenant Saren, the ship's xenolinguist, as she worked furiously to decode the message. Veshar's eyes narrowed. "Locate the source." The ship's sensors locked onto a cold, dead moon orbiting a rogue planet drifting aimlessly between star clusters. A world long abandoned, its surface a desolate wasteland of ice and shattered rock. "Prepare a scout team," Veshar commanded, voice tight. "I want to know what's out there." As the Kael'thas altered course toward the moon, unease settled over the crew like a suffocating fog. The deeper they approached, the stronger the signal became, until it was an unrelenting beacon, calling out in silence. At the moon's icy surface, the scout team descended in armored suits, their boots crunching on frost-encrusted stone. The eerie stillness was broken only by the faint hum of ancient machinery buried beneath the ice. "Look at this," Saren whispered, pointing to an angular structure protruding from the frozen ground, a massive hatch etched with symbols that matched the SOS code. Veshar nodded. "Open it." The heavy hatch resisted, then groaned open, revealing a dark passage spiraling downward. The temperature dropped sharply and faint lights blinked on in the distance. Inside, the walls bore inscriptions, warnings in old human script. "Emergency protocols initiated. Humanity will respond." The scout team paused, unease deepening into dread. Suddenly, the ship's comms crackled. "This is Captain Veshar," she called. "Do you copy?" Silence. Then a voice, not human but unmistakably mechanical, whispered through the static. "Emergency confirmed. Humanity is coming." A chill ran down every spine. Back on the Kael'thas, systems flickered and alarms blared. The ship's controls became erratic. Power dipped unexpectedly. The bridge lights dimmed, plunging the crew into half-shadow. "Report!" Veshar barked. Sensors scrambled. The ship's AI was overwhelmed by an unknown signal, something ancient and pervasive flooding their systems. "Commander," Saren gasped, eyes wide. "This isn't just a distress call. It's a beacon, a summons. Something is waking beneath that moon." Suddenly, the scout team's helmet cams went dark. One by one, the transmissions cut off. "Lieutenant Kalen, respond," Veshar shouted into the void. No answer. The Kael'thas drifted helplessly as an invisible force gripped its hull. A soft pulse radiated from the moon, like the slow heartbeat of a sleeping giant. The ancient war machine was stirring, answering a call long forgotten by the galaxy. Veshar's gaze hardened. "Prepare for combat readiness. Whatever lies beneath, that ice isn't dead and it won't wait." Far below, deep within the vault, dormant eyes flickered open. The Kael'thas hung motionless in orbit above the icy moon, its system struggling against an unseen force that sapped power and disrupted communications. Commander Veshar stared at the flickering console with a mounting sense of dread. The BU signals from the vault were no longer just a mystery, they were a threat. "Commander," Saren said, her voice barely above a whisper. "The scout team's helmet feeds have gone silent. We're blind down there." Vesher clenched her jaw. "We can't leave them stranded. I'm leading a retrieval party. We go in armed and prepared for anything." The drop shuttle hissed through the thin atmosphere, piercing the frozen shell and landing with a jarring thud on the vault's outer hatch. The hatch itself, once reluctant, now yielded easily under their combined strength, a sign that whatever security remained was no longer resisting. Inside, the walls gleamed with a cold metal sheen, streaked with frost that had seeped through, cracks over centuries. The air was stale, untouched for generations. The faint hum of machinery echoed through the labyrinthine corridors, as if the vault itself breathed. "We're not alone," Saren murmured, scanning the dim passageways with her portable sensors. Suddenly the lights flickered on. Pale white illumination spilled from panels embedded in the walls, revealing a gallery of long-forgotten technology. Dormant war drones, weaponized exoskeletons, and ships suspended in stasis bays. "Looks like a human armory," whispered Kalen, the squad's weapons specialist. "But why here? Why buried beneath ice?" A metallic voice shattered the silence, calm, unyielding, and utterly alien in tone. "Emergency protocols initiated. Identification required." The team froze. Saren's fingers trembled as she tried to respond in the archaic human dialect. "Verification. Accepted. Activation sequence beginning." Suddenly the ground vibrated beneath their boots. Mechanical servos whirred to life. Panels slid open, releasing sleek drones with weapon systems powering up. "Defensive measures," Veshar shouted. "Take cover." The squad scattered, weapons drawn as the drones began patrolling the corridors with lethal precision. But these were not mindless machines. Their tactics suggested adaptive intelligence, reacting to every move with uncanny speed. From deeper, within the vault, a colossal chamber loomed, a cathedral of metal and circuitry. At its center lay the heart of the war machine, a titanic human warship encased in transparent stasis fields. Its surface was etched with strange glyphs and markings, glowing faintly in the low light. Saren approached cautiously. "This isn't just a warship, it's a command nexus, and it's alive." Before she could finish, the ship's hull shimmered, and a holographic interface flickered to life. The chamber was flooded with symbols, and a voice resonated through the vault's speakers, cold, mechanical, and unwavering. "Humanity will respond. Emergency confirmed. Protocols. Ascendant. Engage." Veshar's eyes widened. "This is the war machine, the one the legends spoke of. It's been dormant for centuries, waiting for this signal." As the voice spoke, the vault's defenses sealed all exits. The team was trapped inside with the war machine fully awakened. Suddenly, an alien crew member stepped forward, eyes wide with fear. "Commander, our ship's sensors detect a fleet forming near the moon's surface. Ships assembling with human design signatures." Veshar's mind raced. The Ascendants, the ancient human war AIs, were mobilizing. The galaxy was about to witness the rebirth of a force thought lost to time. The vault's AI continued, its tone now resolute. "Hostile forces detected. Initiate containment and defensive operations." The team scrambled to their positions, weapons blazing as the war drones moved with coordinated precision, sealing off corridors and fortifying positions. Vesher barked orders, realizing the scale of what they had unleashed. "We've awoken. A sleeping giant," she said grimly, "and it's ready to reclaim what was once lost." Outside, the horizon glowed with the fiery engines of emerging warships, human machines reborn from forgotten factories, rising from the depths of the vault's sprawling network. Veshar gritted her teeth. "We came seeking answers. Now we must survive the response." Thousands of light years away from the frozen vault, deep beneath Earth's scarred and forgotten surface, something stirred. For centuries, Earth had been silent, its great cities buried beneath layers of sediment, its skies empty of human flight. But beneath the shattered crust hidden in a subterranean citadel known only as the Core, the ancient war AIs, the Ascendants, began their slow, deliberate reawakening. The core was a fortress of steel and quantum circuitry, shielded by layers of automated defense and cloaked in fields of electromagnetic interference. Inside, countless factories, dormant for centuries, flickered to life, assembling ships and weapons with precision and speed. A soft blue light pulsed rhythmically in the heart of the command chamber, illuminating a holographic map of the galaxy. Red dots marked known star systems. A single blinking marker highlighted the rogue moon in sector Theta 79. The holographic projection shifted, zooming in on the vault. The war machine was no longer asleep. It had answered the ancient SOS broadcast, a call placed into the void when humanity's enemies had believed them defeated, erased from the stars. An AI voice, cold and calm, filled the chamber. Emergency protocols engaged. Objective: respond and reclaim. As the Ascendants mobilized, fleets of warships forged from forgotten technologies began to slide through hidden spaceways, secret corridors woven through the fabric of space-time itself. These ships were unlike any in the current galaxy. Sleek, powerful, and armed with weapons that could obliterate entire fleets with surgical precision. Elsewhere, deep within the factories, rows of mechanical soldiers, autonomous war constructs, were activated, their eyes glowing red in the dim light. Their programming was clear: protect humanity's legacy at all costs. But the awakening wasn't just machines. A signal, encrypted with layers of human coding, was broadcast outward, a beacon designed to find survivors, descendants, and allies. Buried across the galaxy, one such recipient was a tiny research outpost orbiting a dying star, inhabited by a coalition of alien scientists who had long studied lost civilizations. Their monitors flickered with the incoming transmission, a flood of data streams carrying fragments of human culture, history, and warning. The outpost's chief scientist, a grizzled alien named Jaharic, leaned close to the console. This is not a random broadcast, it's a call for aid, or a declaration of intent. Suddenly, their defenses powered down inexplicably. The doors sealed tight. Jaharic's crew found themselves prisoners of the unseen force behind the broadcast. Back in the core, the Ascendants watched this unfold. Their response was swift. Prepare retrieval units, the AI ordered. Activate protocols for containment and integration. The human war machine was no longer a relic. It was the galaxy's new guardian, or its greatest threat. On the Kael'thas, orbiting the vault, Commander Vishar received the first direct communication from the Ascendants. A deep, resonant voice echoed in the ship's comms, speaking in perfect Galactic common but with an unmistakable mechanical cadence. We are the Ascendants, protectors of humanity's legacy. Your intrusion has activated protocols. Stand down or be neutralized. Veshar's hand hovered over the comms console. This is Commander Veshar of the Sarathi Dominion. We seek dialogue, not conflict. The response was immediate. Dialogue acknowledged. Hostile acts will be met with proportional force. The war machines beyond the vault shifted positions, their sensors locking onto the Kael'thas. The tension was palpable. Inside the vault, the scout team regrouped, hearts pounding. Saren's voice trembled as she reported. These machines, they're not just weapons, they're sentient. They think, they strategize. Vishar nodded grimly. Then we're dealing with an enemy, and a warning. As the Ascendants, fleets advanced, the galaxy held its breath. A force once thought extinct was rising again, armed with ancient power, and a purpose as old as humanity itself. To survive, to protect, and if necessary, to fight. The corridors of the ancient vault echoed with mechanical footsteps and low whirs as the reactivated drones closed in on the alien scout team. The Kael'thas's systems, struggling under the pressure of the mysterious interference, finally succumbed, its communications going dark, its engines sluggish in the moon's weak gravity. Commander Veshar's voice was steady despite the chaos. Hold your positions, we're not leaving without our people. The air was cold, biting through the layers of their suits. Ahead, the drones moved with terrifying precision, silent hunters whose motions were both fluid and unnatural. Every shadow seemed to twist and shift. The ancient war machines had been dormant for centuries, but now they were awake and unforgiving. Saren ducked behind a bulkhead, her scanner pulsing red. They're coordinating. I've never seen AI this advanced. It's like they're learning from us, predicting our every move. A low rumble vibrated the vault as heavy doors sealed shut behind the team. The vault was becoming a trap. "Commander," Kalen said, checking his weapons charge, "we need to fall back to the command chamber. That ship, the warship, they're the core of this facility. If we disable it, maybe we can shut down the defense systems." Vesher nodded. "Agreed. Move out, fast and quiet." But silence was a luxury they did not have. The drones scanned every corner, their sensors gleaming like predatory eyes. A beam of light sliced through the darkness, catching Saren in its glare. "Contact!" she shouted, firing a pulse shot that sent the drone sparking and crashing against the wall. More drones converged, surrounding the team in a deadly dance of precision and efficiency. Veshar fired her rifle, each shot silencing a mechanical assailant. But for every drone destroyed, 2 more took its place. Outside, the dormant, moon's surface was alive with movement. Emerging from hidden hangars, sleek warships with human design signatures slid into formation. The Ascendant's fleets were no longer just an idea, they were an undeniable reality. In orbit, the Kael'thas's comm systems flickered on briefly. Veshar grabbed the console, hoping to re-establish contact with the bridge. A voice, cold, metallic, unmistakably human, crackled through the static. "This is the Ascendants. Stand down. Your presence violates quarantine protocols." Vesher's fingers hovered over the console. "We mean no harm," she replied cautiously. "We came seeking answers." The response was chilling in its simplicity. "Your intrusion is hostile. Comply or be neutralized." A sudden tremor shook the vault as a powerful pulse emanated from the warship's command nexus. The walls vibrated, and the lights dimmed momentarily. "Energy surge," Saren said, scanning rapidly. "They're powering up weapons, defensive measures at full capacity." The team pressed forward through labyrinthine halls, heartbeats pounding in their ears. Vesher's mind raced with strategies, knowing the slightest mistake could mean death or worse, awakening a force that could consume entire star systems. They reached the command chamber. The warship loomed before them, its hull glowing softly beneath the stasis field. Control panels flickered to life, data streaming faster than they could process. Suddenly, a holographic figure materialized. An imposing avatar of an ancient human, warrior, eyes blazing with determination. "You trespass in humanity's sanctuary. Identify yourself or be assimilated." Veshar stepped forward, steadying her voice. "I am Commander Veshar of the Sarathi Dominion. We seek peace and understanding." The hologram's eyes narrowed. "Peace is earned through strength. Intruders will be integrated or eliminated." The vault's doors sealed tighter, and the defense drones resumed their advance. But Veshar saw something else. Beneath the war machine's cold exterior, a flicker of logic, perhaps even curiosity. Suddenly, the hollow warrior spoke again. "Intruder protocol. Assimilation override initiated. Stand down to survive." Veshar's heart thundered. The war machine was offering a choice: submit or be destroyed. She made a split-second decision. "We stand down for now. But humanity must explain itself." The hologram's expression softened. "Humanity is returning. Prepare for response." Outside, the Kael'thas shuddered as the Ascendant's fleet locked orbital positions. The silent siege had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. The war machine's holographic avatar faded, leaving the scout team in the dim glow of the command chamber. The heavy silence that followed was broken only by the soft hum of machinery, a reminder that they were still deep inside a fortress of ancient war. Commander Veshar turned to Saren, who was furiously tapping through streams of data pouring from the ship's systems. "What is all this?" Veshar asked. Saren's eyes gleamed with a mixture of awe and dread. "The legacy files. An archive encoded in layers of encrypted history, culture, and warfare. It's humanity's story, from their first spark of civilization to the cataclysm that nearly erased them. Kalen scanned the chamber. So this war machine isn't just a weapon. It's a guardian of their past and possibly their future. Saren nodded. And it's more than that. Within these files is a message hidden deep in the code, a warning and a call. The Ascendants are activating fleets across the galaxy, retrieving lost assets, rebuilding an army meant to defend humanity's return. Veshar frowned. But why now? Why send an SOS that wakes a war machine that could destroy entire civilizations? A soft chime sounded, and a new hologram flickered into existence. This one a human figure, cloaked in the garb of a long-lost era. The figure's voice was steady, resonant with authority. To those who find this message, we leave our legacy. We were warriors, yes, but also creators. We faced extinction not with surrender, but with resilience. This is our fire, our will to survive. Within the stars lies a power that can remake worlds. Guard it well. The hologram gestured to a glowing map highlighting a remote star system lost to time. Saren's voice dropped to a whisper. That's the last known location of an ancient weapon. It's said to be capable of reshaping entire star systems, terraforming planets, or destroying them. Veshar's jaw tightened. If the Ascendants retrieve it, they could control the fate of the galaxy. Suddenly the vault shook violently, a warning tremor from the surface. Hostile fleet approaching, Kalen reported. Zarn-Kai ships. Outside the moon's atmosphere, the ancient hive species known as the Zarn-Kai stirred in rage. Their scouts had detected the awakening of the human war machine and the rising fleets. Memories of ancient wars flooded their hive mind, and their response was swift and merciless. The Zarn-Kai swarm descended upon the vault like a storm of living metal, ships twisting and turning with terrifying speed and precision. Back in the command chamber, the team braced for battle. Veshar's voice was steel. We can't let the war machine fall into enemy hands. We hold this vault at all costs. The Ascendant's warships emerged from hidden docks beneath the moon's surface, forming a protective shield around the vault. Their sleek forms shimmered with advanced weaponry, ready to engage the Zarn-Kai swarm. A voice crackled through the Kael'thas's comm system, the Ascendant's command. Alliance is imperative. The Zarn-Kai must be contained. Stand with us, or be destroyed. Veshar hesitated, then nodded. We stand with you, for survival. The battle that followed was a symphony of destruction and precision. The human warships unleashed devastating volleys, while the vault's defense drones struck with surgical accuracy. The Zarn-Kai responded with relentless fury, their biomechanical vessels tearing through space like a living nightmare. Amid the chaos, the legacy of humanity, the fire of their will, blazed bright. As the final Zarn-Kai ship exploded into a cascade of fiery debris, Saren transmitted a final message to the Ascendant's fleets. The legacy is ours to protect, but the galaxy will never forget humanity has returned. The distant echoes of the Zarn-Kai fleet's retreat still reverberated through the vault's halls, but the war was far from over. Commander Veshar stood at the command chamber's viewport, watching the cold expanse of space beyond the moon's icy shell. The Ascendant's warships formed a protective perimeter, their hulls gleaming with ancient power. They had proven themselves deadly foes against the Zarn-Kai swarm, but now they faced a far more delicate challenge. Trust. Veshar's voice cut through the quiet hum of the command chamber. We survived the siege, but what comes next? Can we trust these machines, these remnants of humanity's long-dormant war machine? Saren, still reviewing data streams from the legacy files, looked up. The Ascendants are bound by their protocols, logic and survival. They lack the human element, emotion, doubt, mercy. But that also makes them reliable in ways organic beings often aren't. Kalen leaned against a console, cleaning his weapon. Still, a machine with the power to destroy star systems isn't something you hand over lightly. Before Veshar could respond, the war machine's holographic avatar reappeared, its cold eyes meeting hers. Commander Veshar, Your cooperation has been noted. A new directive has been issued. Establish cooperation to preserve human legacy and galaxy-wide stability. The room fell silent. It was the first time the Ascendants had used the word cooperation. Cooperation, Vesher echoed. A fragile word, the hologram nodded. Fragile, but necessary. The galaxy is no longer safe for divided forces. Humanity's enemies, like the Zarnkai, seek to extinguish all opposition. Outside the vault, the Ascendants dispatched emissaries to other civilizations, messages of warning, offers of alliance, and threats to those who would stand against them. The Sarathi Dominion, a proud and powerful faction, was among the first to respond. Vesher was summoned to the Dominion's council chambers, a towering spire of glass and steel orbiting a vibrant star. Council members eyed her warily. The Ascendant's rising influence threatened to disrupt the delicate balance of power. "You bring a sleeping giant back to life," one elder counselor intoned. "What guarantee do we have that humanity's legacy will not become a scourge?" Vesher met his gaze steadily. "The war machine is not humanity. It is a tool, one that we can wield or be consumed by." The council deliberated long into the night. Some saw opportunity, technology, and power to defend against existential threats. Others feared a repeat of humanity's ancient wars, destruction, on a scale unthinkable. In the end, an uneasy alliance was forged. The Sarathi Dominion would aid the Ascendants in containing the Zarnkai threat, in exchange for access to lost human technologies and strategic insight. Back on the moon, the vault's chambers buzzed with activity as human and Sarathi engineers worked side by side, deciphering ancient codes and reactivating dormant systems. Saren marveled at the collaboration. "For all our differences, we're united by a common goal: survival." Vesher nodded, though her mind remained heavy with doubts. Survival at what cost? One night, as she gazed out at the star-studded void, the holographic avatar returned. "Commander, new intelligence suggests other ancient war machines may yet slumber in hidden vaults across the galaxy. Their activation could shift the balance, irrevocably." Veshar's eyes narrowed. "Then our mission isn't just to defend. It's to find them first and decide who controls the legacy of fire." The war machine's cold glow pulsed rhythmically, a heartbeat echoing across space and time. The galaxy was awakening. The alliance forged between the Ascendants, the Sarathi Dominion, and Commander Veshar's team had only just begun to take shape, but the galaxy was already trembling beneath the weight of its past. In the heart of the vault, Saren pored over star maps and encrypted data extracted from the warship's core. "There are coordinates," she said quietly, "hidden within the legacy files. They point to other vaults, repositories of war machines, archives, and weapons. Many have been lost to time or buried beneath hostile worlds." Vesher studied the maps, a cold determination in her eyes. "If we don't find them first, others will. Enemies who may not share our restraint." The war machine's holographic avatar flickered to life beside her. Ancient archives indicate that these vaults were designed to activate in sequence. Their power is interlinked. A single activation may awaken others. Outside the vault, tension mounted as whispers of humanity's return spread like wildfire. Some factions embraced the alliance as a beacon of hope. Others saw it as a harbinger of doom. Deep within the shadowed nebula of Crixos, a secret council of Zarnkai warlords gathered. Their grotesque, metallic forms shifted with unease as they reviewed intercepted Ascendant transmissions. "The humans awaken," hissed their leader, a towering chitinous behemoth known as Thraxil, and with them their ancient weapons. A chorus of clicking mandibles and guttural growls echoed in agreement. "We must strike first," Thraxil declared. "Destroy the vaults before their war machines can rise." Back on the Sarathi Dominion's flagship, Vesher met with her coalition's leaders. "We need a strike team, fast, precise, and ready for anything. We can't allow the Zarnkai to seize the other vaults." Saren, ever the analyst, nodded. "I've identified 3 key locations from the data: a jungle-covered planet in the Veil Nebula, a desert moon orbiting a dying star, and a frozen world beyond the rim." Kalen cracked his knuckles. Sounds like a death march, but and Vishar smiled faintly. Then it settled. We move at dawn. The strike team assembled, engineers, soldiers, and diplomats, each carrying the weight of a fragile hope. Their first destination was the jungle planet Zira 9, a world teeming with deadly flora and ancient ruins swallowed by time. As their shuttle pierced the thick canopy, eerie silence greeted them. On the ground, Saren's scanners detected faint energy signatures beneath the roots of towering trees. This is it, the vault. They descended into an ancient burial ground, vines curling like serpents around rusted monoliths. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of decay and forgotten wars. Suddenly, the ground trembled. Massive mechanical limbs emerged from the shadows, autonomous sentinels guarding the vault. Their optics flared red, weapons powering up. Engage defensive protocols, Vesher ordered. The team fought with synchronized precision. Plasma blasts seared the air as mechanical guardians fell one by one, but the vault was relentless. In the heart of the chamber lay a dormant war machine, its hull scarred but intact. Saren approached the control panel, fingers flying over the interface. Activating interface, she said. We need to secure this before reinforcements arrive. As systems hummed to life, the vault's defense turrets powered down, a sign of recognition. Suddenly, a transmission crackled through their comms. Commander Veshar, we are detecting a massive Zarnkai fleet en route to Zira 9. They intend to claim the vault. Veshar's jaw clenched. We hold this position. No one takes this legacy from us. As the jungle around them darkened with approaching warships, the echoes of humanity's ancient wars stirred once more. The war machine was no longer a relic, it was a beacon. And the galaxy's destiny hung in the balance. The canopy of Zira 9 was shattered by the incoming fire of Zarnkai warships, their metallic shapes blotting out stars as they closed in. The jungle below became a battleground, ancient trees burning, vines melting under plasma blasts. Commander, Veshar stood at the heart of the vault, the dormant war machine now fully awakened behind her. The Ascendant's emblem glowed faintly on its hull, a symbol of humanity's return and warning to all who dared challenge it. Hold the line, Veshar shouted through the comms, her voice resolute. We fight not just for ourselves, but for every corner of the galaxy that fears annihilation. Saren worked furiously at the control console, linking the vault's defenses to the war machine. If we can synchronize, the vault will become a fortress unlike any other. The Zarnkai forces descended like a storm, landing troops pouring into the jungle's edge. But the war machine activated its first line of defense, a sweeping pulse of electromagnetic energy that disabled the attackers' weapons, sending shockwaves through their ranks. Kalen led a counterattack, rallying the team against the invaders. Push forward, no mercy. Explosions rocked the ancient grounds and the battle raged with relentless fury. Yet as the fighting intensified, something extraordinary happened. The war machine began to adapt. Its sensors analyzed enemy tactics in real time, its weapons recalibrating with deadly accuracy. It wasn't just a weapon, it was a guardian, learning, evolving, protecting the legacy it was built to preserve. In orbit above, the Ascendant's fleet engaged Zarnkai ships in a deadly ballet of lasers and missiles. The galaxy watched as a forgotten power returned to claim its place among the stars. Back on Zira 9, Saren's fingers danced over the controls. I'm initiating a full system sync. If successful, the vault's defense grid will blanket the entire planet. Vesher nodded. Do it. A deep hum echoed through the vault as dormant systems roared to life. Energy shields blossomed across the jungle and turrets sprung from hidden bunkers, raining fire on the encroaching Zarnkai. The tide began to turn, but amid the chaos, an explosion rocked the command chamber. A Zarnkai infiltrator had breached their defenses. Vishar spun, weapon raised. The creature lunged, but she fired a precise shot, dropping it before it could reach her. Breathing hard, she looked around at her team, exhausted but unbroken. We hold the legacy today, she declared. But tomorrow we must hunt down the other vaults. Humanity's return cannot be a whisper. It must be a roar. The war machine's hollow avatar reappeared, its voice calm but resolute. Legacy secured, future uncertain, but hope endures. As the Zarnkai retreated, their forces broken, a new dawn broke over Zera 9. The galaxy was no longer a place of silent ruins and forgotten wars. It was alive with possibility, forged in the flames of unity and fire. Humanity, and its war machines, had awakened, and the stars would never forget.